everyone. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. We made it, y'all. Look, let me tell you, we are some of the most resilient people ever. Do you hear me? We have made it through to Friday, and we are in the room with conversations with Graciously Me, and we're just going to kick back and talk like we do with the ladies in the room, with the men in the room now. But before we just go too far, my name is Jamila Scott, and welcome to Conversations with Graciously Me. I am the owner of Jamila Scott Enterprises. I am the founder of Graciously Me Women's Empowerment Group, and I am your host tonight. And so if you want to learn more about me, at the very bottom of the screen, you'll see my website where you can learn a little bit more. And also, if you have family, friends that you don't want them to miss this tonight, go ahead and have them like Conversations with Graciously Me, our Facebook page. Or if they would prefer YouTube, go ahead over to YouTube. In the search bar, type Jamila Scott, and our live will be showing right there. So we have multiple platforms that we're on tonight. I want to say, before we even get started talking about plant-based eating tonight, I just want to say, anybody that's watching the replay, go ahead and type hashtag replay in the comments. We want to acknowledge you that you were here and that we appreciate you coming and watching the show. We really appreciate all that can view live, but we have some awesome replay viewers. And for those who always watch live who may not be able to catch the replay all the time, be able to catch us live all the time, you can watch the replay. So just go ahead, type hashtag replay. I am using StreamYard to go live. So if you want me to know who you are and you want your comments to be shown, go ahead and give StreamYard permission to see your name and also to see your comment so that we can shout you out live. All right, if you hear something tonight that informs you, it was a resource you didn't know anything about, it blessed your life, go ahead and support the platform. And you can do that to continue getting these great guests on by going to the Cash App, which is $ Jamila Scott. So without further ado, let's get into this topic on tonight. I just want to say hello to the ladies that joined. How are you? I'm going to go ahead and bring our guests in. So without further ado, like I said, I'm going to welcome the plant-based eating guru, All right. They hung in there with us.
Right. Thank you,
We don't
everyone.
Thank you guys. This is technology. And so there's nothing that I could have done about that. I know you probably heard me saying my phone, my computer froze and all of that. But thank you for hanging in there with us. We are back. So welcome, LaVonda.
Thank you for having me. Hey.
Yes, I'm so glad that you're here. And I often am intrigued about the conversation about plant-based eating, wondering if that's something that I could actually do, if I could do it or not. So I'm excited to have this conversation tonight. And so before we get started, can you tell us about yourself and your, what made you go on this plant-based eating journey?
Okay. Well, I've been on this plant-based eating journey for a little over 5 years now. It was 5 years last May. So approaching almost 6 years. And I wanted to go on this plant-based journey because I realized that the middle age spread found me. And I didn't like the way that I was looking. So I was like, wait a minute, I have to do something about this. So I remember when I was in my 20s, right after I had my daughter, at 24, I was like, I tried the vegetarian thing and I was reading about it and and I did do it for a little while. I enjoyed it. I felt great. I mean, skin glowing and it's not like I did it because I needed weight to lose. I just wanted to try it after reading it. And at that time I was a size 8 and then I became a size 4 and it was like, no, that's just too small. So that's how I ended my vegetarian journey because I don't want to be a size 4. So this was I ran out and I ended up getting Krispy Kreme donuts and Ukraine chicken, trying to put some pounds back on, but I'm telling you, I felt really good. Energy, everything was awesome. So then fast forward, I'm in my 40s. I'm like, what is this? So that's really what started. Then my pressure was high. I was dealing with high blood pressure, didn't even know it. I found out by going to get my eyes examined and they took my pressure. She was like, you need to go get your pressure checked because you're at stroke level. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
No clue. I'm functioning every day, going to work, doing what I do. And I had no idea that I was at stroke level, So when I went to the doctor, she encouraged me to watch my sodium intake. That's what she said. She said, try to lose a couple of pounds. And that's okay, before I put you on the medication, that's okay. Because I'm not a medicine person. I don't like, if I don't have to take it, I don't want to take it. So that was enough for me, So when she told me that, that's what I did. That's okay. She told me don't eat anything over 140 milligrams of sodium. I said, okay. So that's when I started reading my labels and making sure I wasn't eating anything over 140 milligrams and started exercising again. And because I used to do it anyway, I just kind of like got off track, So I started back walking and exercising, watching my sodium. I said, you know what? I'm gonna do what I did when I was 24. I'm gonna give up meat because I remember when I gave up meat the time before that I lost weight. So that's how I started, and that was like I said, almost 6 years ago. And I was at a wedding reception. I was like, this is gonna be my last time eating a piece of chicken, and it was. And
Wow.
and after doing that, my blood pressure, was no longer high. I was having joint pain in my knees, and that went away. Going to the doctor was like, well, probably arthritis. I'm like, no way. So suggested therapy, went to therapy, and that's what happened. And after switching the way I was eating, going plant-based, all that left. The joint pain, the extra pounds, the high blood pressure regulator. I'm like, why? Had I known, I would have been doing it all along. But like I said, I tried. But yeah, that's my journey. That's how I got started, and that's why I'm totally committed to this lifestyle because the changes I saw in my body, and without any medication, just a matter of changing the way that I was eating. So that's how I got here.
Well, you're convincing me a little bit. This girl loves a piece of fried chicken. So
I did too. Remember, that's the first thing I went to get, the fried chicken.
And that was some good chicken too.
I understand. I understand the feeling, but it's not that it tastes like chicken. I won't say, but when I want that, kind of crunch, like I would do like soy curls in the air fryer or like buffalo cauliflower, So that gives me that little crunch and seasoning and taste without chicken, without the meat. So that satisfies that craving. But it's a process. You have to allow time for your taste buds to adjust.
Exactly. So tell us, what is plant-based eating? So how is that different from the other ways of eating, like being vegan or vegetarian? What is it?
But plant-based eating is eating mostly plants. Like some people, the term is kind of thrown across loosely. You say plant-based, some plant-based. Some people think, but that just automatically means vegan and vegetarian. But plant-based means that you eat predominantly plants. Some people may have like a little animal products, but I don't. It's like I'm vegan, whole food, plant-based. Trying to eat foods that where they are grown now. Natural from the ground and the trees, minimally processed. When I say minimally processed, I'm talking about things like pasta. Not something like a fake cheese or fake meat. That's a whole different process. But like minimally would be something like pasta or old-fashioned oatmeal. Something like that. So yeah. So and then vegetarians, they still eat the dairy. So that's what I was initially. I gave up the meat, but I was still, eating like the cheese, like cheese on my pizza. Or I was cooking. Maybe I was baking a cake. I would use milk. I never was a milk drinker because I didn't like the way it tastes. But in cereal and stuff like that, you need the liquid. So, but other than that, that's the difference. So you see, like whole food, plant-based. That's what it means. It means like eating foods as close to nature as you possibly can. Vegan is like not eating any products, I mean, at all. Then nothing, no leather, none of that. I mean, they're really ethical. They're about more the animals. They're not necessarily all the time concerned about health. They just more concerned a lot of times about the animals. And all of it kind of goes together. The animals, your health. Once you start eating this way, you are more concerned about the animals and the planet. All of it kind of ties together. For me, like some people just went vegan for the animals. They just, that's that reason why. Then me, I didn't go vegan for the animals. I went vegan for health reasons. So everybody why is different. But then, like I said, after you eat this way for a while, it's like you start caring more about the planet. Then you start caring more about the animals when you realize what they go through, just so we can have dairy or have milk or cheese or that hamburger or, chicken and things like that. So it all kind of ties together. But yeah, so and it's hard because people hear the word so often till they kind of get a little confused, like vegan, plant, but so just like my whole thing, just eat more fruits and vegetables, eat healthy. You don't have to necessarily put a label on yourself, be it, well, I'm vegan or I'm whole food vegan, well, I'm plant-based or I'm whole food plant-based. So sometimes people are just like, oh my God, but just keep in mind, you're just going to include more fruits and vegetables and grains and nuts and seeds, legumes in your diet. So when you think like that, it takes all the labels off and it kind of make things a little simple without necessarily just calling yourself a vegan or, whole food plant-based and plant-based or whatever you want to say. Yeah.
That's absolutely true. I love the way that you put that. And that did simplify it a lot because it sounds like to me it's something that you can do gradually just by adding more, like you said, vegetables, fruits. It's not necessarily that you have to be drastic, but it seems to me as you eat more of those things that you and include more of those things, then you can kind of move the meat out of the way. So it's something that like you can do over time. It doesn't have to be cold turkey.
It does not. You have to know yourself. Everything is different. And some people can go cold turkey. They may watch a documentary like "What the Health" and be like, "I'm never eating meat again."
That's it.
You hear those kind of stories too, where they're like, "I went home and I just took all those bad things out of my house." Some people like, "No, I'm going to eat it then start." Some people know No, I got to do this thing gradually. So just know yourself and know, okay, can you do it gradually or can you just go cold turkey? Whereas with me, I made up my mind to do it. So the meat was the first thing, then the dairy, then the what else? The cheese, and then the seafood. The seafood was the last to go because I used to love seafood.
Yes, you just crushed me. Oh Lord. My seafood bowl with my crab legs and my shrimp. Oh, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with seafood?
The thing about that was my go-to, like going to restaurants. Oh yeah, we gotta go to the seafood restaurant. I gotta get my crab cake. So I understand, my shrimp. So, but then, then it's still like the cholesterol, high cholesterol when it comes to seafood. Then you're dealing with the mercury, and once you kind of learn about the food, like once you know, you can't unknow. So it was like, okay, then you realize, that shrimp are the bottom feeders. It's like, so I didn't really enjoy, even though I would still eat them, it was like in the back of my mind, it's like once I know what I'm eating, I was like, so it wasn't the same, so now, I know Missy, I'm telling you, you talk about the crab cake queen, okay? But it's like, I don't miss the name because it's like, there's always a way that you can kind of make something similar to it. They make what do they the hearts of palm, jackfruit, things like that they use to kind of make a imitation crab cake, if you will, without necessarily having to eat the real crab. So and Old Bay just, that just make it, add a little extra taste to it. So it's small things like that that you can do, and it's healthier for you. Then seafood is high in sodium, so I know.
That's so true. But you're right about Old Bay, that Old Bay season, and I finally got my hands on some of that whole Old Bay hot sauce. Woo!
Now, I haven't seen it. Where did you find it? Because I haven't seen it. Sam's Club.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was out for a limited time, and then it just went away. It was so popular that they had it on Amazon and everywhere. People were putting it on eBay, selling it, trying, and marking it up real high. I'm like, wow, I never would have thought hot sauce, would have been a hot commodity like that. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh no, I got to get 2 or 3 packs because I don't know when this is coming back. So I love it. I put it on almost everything. So if you can find it, get your hands on it, go, use it because it's really good. Now, I just want to stop for a second and thank everybody for coming in. Say hello to everybody that's joining us. Welcome into the conversation room. I had someone bring me, this is what the hot sauce looks like.
Oh, wow. A 3-pack. Okay.
There you go. So I got the 3-pack. So
wow.
I don't know how to do anything small, so I don't even know if I can even buy one of anything. But if you all have any questions tonight that's listening live, go ahead and ask questions like you always do. So I'm going to be watching if any questions pop up. But we're going to keep it moving here. Now, let me ask you this because a question came in. What plant-based foods are good for hypertension and cholesterol? Is that a such thing, or is that all of them are good for that?
Well, yeah, and then we just just now, but I hate to say it, but it's like just the whole plant-based lifestyle in general, because like hypertension, like I just talked about myself, high blood pressure. Now there are certain things like this celery juice. That's another thing, I've been juicing since I was in my early 20s too, and it's something that I love. It's just the quickest way to get nutrients into your body, and it's an easy way to drink the colors of the rainbow. We all often say eat the colors of the rainbow, but I mean, I love green juices are my favorite, and that was something I did also to help reduce my blood pressure, get rid of excess weight. Green juices, and adding more of those fruits and vegetables into your diet, along with watching the sodium content, because a lot of times we cooking and we think we're cooking healthy. And I'm gonna use myself for example. You know how you used to like bake the chicken and you get that cream of mushroom.
Yes, yes.
You
add a little rice in there with it.
And it tastes so good. You be like, oh my God, but why does it taste good? And you turn that thing over, that can, and you look at that sodium content. Sometimes it's like 850 milligrams of sodium in that one can, so that's why it's tasting so good, because you got all that salt, so when in order to lower your blood pressure, you have to reduce the sodium that you are consuming. Exercise, all this stuff helps you reduce your blood pressure. And beet juice, celery juice, and it's not necessarily, I want to make it sound like just drink the celery juice and your blood pressure is going to go away, because there's no need to just drink celery juice and you still eating the hamburgers and the cheese, the pizzas, all this stuff, because it's like it's going to counteract, so you have to just kind of make it a lifestyle. Just take one step at a time, and you will see that your blood pressure will go down. It's like, I can tell you, no one can tell me that it does not work. And several doctors have said, when you go plant-based, your food can lower your blood pressure more than any medicine could ever do it. And I'm like, that's amazing. When you think about it, because we are conditioned to think, oh, I got to take a pill for this. I got to take a pill for that. First, when all you got to do is eat the food. God has already given us everything that we need in the food, but we have been conditioned to think, I'm sick, let me go get medicine. And if there's no medicine, it doesn't have a side effect. But you can drink celery juice, no side effect. You can
drink celery juice by itself, like nothing else.
I'm not a celery juice by itself person. I put a little apple in mine to cut the bitterness.
Okay.
So I know some people, and it's a book out, and he talks about, just drink pure celery juice. And some people believe that, you have to do that to lower your blood pressure, but not necessarily, because I don't do that. I don't want to just drink pure celery juice, so it worked, so you don't just have to, you can put a pear in it, you can put cucumber, apple, just make sure that you just have the celery juice in it. You can just take the whole stalk of celery, all the ribs, put it in there, slice a half apple, a whole apple, a little squeeze of lemon, and drink it. Drink it, daily, or at least every other day. And small things like that, you'll see your numbers go down. And a lot of people don't realize, like cheese, oh, I love cheese, but cheese is high sodium. So it's small things like that. People may say, well, I don't use salt, but a lot of things that they eat have a high sodium content, and it causes their blood pressure to rise. So if they just, gradually stop eating those things, they'll see the blood pressure drop. And along with, physical activity.
One of our viewers, Trina Roberts, was saying that she adds lemon and parsley to hers. She adds lemon and parsley to her celery juice.
Yeah.
Let me ask you though, because I'm listening to you and you saying add the fruits and all of that. Okay. So what do we do if we're diabetic or we can't tolerate the sugars? Because I know sugars also can flare up yeast and all of that. And if you already have that in your system, it would just make everything go haywire. So how much it seems like, I know fruits are good sugars, but it's still going to be, it's the body still looks at it as a sugar. So how do you go into juicing and eating all of those fruits and all of those things if you're maybe diabetic or yeast sensitive?
Okay, so when it comes to that now, disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor. Let me put it out there. As educational purposes only. Okay, so
yes.
But that's right. So listen now, when it comes to that, I'm telling you, this plant-based eating is so good. It's like we really have to renew our minds. And there are several books out there that talk about it. But when we talk about diabetes, and especially diabetes too, okay, that's lifestyle and diet. Diabetes 1 is different. Okay, you can be born with that and whatever, but diabetes 2, you can easily fix it. This is a tough pill to swallow, but I'm telling you, if you swallow it, you can get rid of your diabetes, because it's so many people who have done it. I mean, there's countless testimonies of people who have changed the way that they were eating and reverse diabetes too. But it takes work. Okay, now when you talk about the fruits and the sugar, you got to realize, okay, the sugar that's in the fruits, okay? It's a natural sugar. It's not like a refined sugar that's in a cupcake or there's, stuff, things like that. Or, sometimes if you're diabetic, people think, well, I can't eat carbs, and stuff like this because of the insulin resistance, okay? But it's a whole process, and there are books on it like, what is it? Reversing Diabetes, I think by Dr. Neil Barnard. He talks about it a lot. And then if you go to Facebook, there's a group, what is Mastering Diabetes. This guy, Robbie, and I can't think of the other guy's name.
Mastering Diabetes?
Yes, they have a Facebook group. They have a book out, and y'all, when you see the Facebook group, they live a plant-based lifestyle, y'all. They have the fruit. They have they're you can see them eating it, and I know one of them are type 1, and I'm not sure if both of them are type 1, or I know one for sure, but they have done the research. I mean, they have really, really done the research to break this down and show people that you can eat fruit, and they can tell you how much and the carbs and this and other, because that's what people say, well, watch the sugar because my it's gonna cause my insulin and it's rising. But what Dr. Barnard was saying is and even in What the Health, if you go back and look at What the Health, you can see
that on Netflix? What the Health? Was that Netflix?
I think it was on Netflix, and what I saw when it came to the theaters, but you can probably Google it, YouTube, Netflix, or you can find it out there. Okay, but it's very good. And he broke that thing down. He was talking about how it's not necessarily all the time the sugar, but it's like the fat. The fat, it's from the meat and stuff that you're eating that's blocking the insulin from getting through. I mean, he explained, I don't want to mess it up. I want y'all to hear it straight from him. So, but just Google What the Health and watch it and look for that segment when he talks about the insulin resistance and how it's the fat that's causing it to be blocked. So, and now I'm not going to continue to explain it because
okay, so that's good. We're gonna join the Facebook group. We're gonna watch What the Health.
Yes, okay. and then you will see that you can once you everything balance out. Once you start adding these fruits and vegetables and beans, grains, nuts, to your diet, you will see that you can eat them. But Dr. Neil Barnard, Dr. Joe Fuhrman, both of them have books on diabetes. So take it from the doctor, and and the Facebook group, but Mastering Diabetes. I mean, they have done plenty of research on it, and they are thorough. But the information is like when you're gonna be like, oh my God, I thought I couldn't eat fruit, or thought I couldn't eat potatoes. But they break it down. You be like, oh yeah, I can eat this stuff. But like I said, everything is a process. You just have to give your body time to adjust and regulate itself. And I'm telling you, diabetes 2 will be gone.
All right. Yeah. We're gonna do our due diligence.
Yeah.
I think she was talking about maybe the celery juice. I'm thinking she said it's different, but not bad at all. It's a little savory, not sweet. And Tracy said, thank you for that information. So if you are on our Facebook page, Conversations with Graciously Me, I did type in the Facebook group. So that is in there. I always do a follow-up post. So I will also get the names of the doctors and the well to go ahead and read. So let me tell you this. I keep adjusting myself because this is getting good now, right? So I heard you earlier say soy. You went and you eat soy when you kind of want chicken or you want something. So I have heard every horror story under the sun. I'm still on the fence about soy. So, even, they say it throws off your hormones. You shouldn't give it to the little boys because, different things. And so let's talk about some myths or that people have about plant-based eating. We can talk about that one first if you want to add some more. But
I start with the soy.
Your take on soy?
Girl, okay, I understand, but that came, if I'm not mistaken, when that first came, because remember people were drinking soy milk at one time, remember? And then they would say, oh, stop drinking soy, it causes cancer and stuff like that. And you talk about, men, male boobs and stuff like that. But
Right.
Dr. Bernard was funny with that. He said, next time you're at the beach, you see a man with man boobs, ask him, when was the last time he had soy? He probably didn't have it, So the thing about it, soy, actually, they've learned that it helps fight cancer. And I'm like, yes, science proves that, and it's a doctor called Dr. Christy Funk. She has a book out too, and it talks about, your breast and soy. And this is what happened, because I think she heard the same thing. She was, as a doctor, she was like, this is how she came up with the book. She was doing her research to prove, I forgot who told her that about the soy, but she was doing her research to prove them wrong and come to find out that they were right. Now, she is a cancer surgeon, and she found out that soy does help reduce cancer and reoccurring cancer. If you have already had cancer and you consume a little bit of soy, it helps to prevent cancer from coming back. Because they say, like, if you have cancer and let's say you're in remission or whatever, or and within 5 years, a lot of times they normally will come back. And see, this is the thing that people have to realize with these sickness and diseases. When God heals your body, you have to do the work to keep your healing. Let's just say you are free of cancer, but then you go back and continuously eat the foods that cause cancer. Sad but true, the cancer is gonna, I don't want to speak on it, but you just kind of,
you're not doing yourself any favors by going back to that way of eating.
Exactly. Don't feed the genes. If you know that cancer runs in your family, then don't eat the foods that cause cancer. Don't feed the genes. Think about it. A lot of people say, well, running my family, it's gonna happen anyway. That's only 3%. It's only 3%. Now, if you're not in that 3%, 97% is food and lifestyle. But yes, I consume. So once I heard about the research and realized that soy, I want to do everything I can to prevent, because I'm about being proactive instead of reactive. But somebody said early detection is good, but prevention is even better. So if I can prevent it, then I'd rather prevent. So soy. So I do my soy curls, and that's just basically, now make sure soy, you get the organic, and that is key, because soy is one of the number one genetically modified foods. Soy, cotton, and soy, cotton, and what is the third one? It'll come to me. I think it's the canola oil. Anyway, soy is on top. So therefore, always make sure you get organic soy. So with the soy curls, and when we're going back to reading the labels, it's only one ingredient: soybeans.
Okay.
So
Now I did hear the argument of the dairy companies. They were sort of lobbying against the soy because that would take money out of the dairy industry, and so they launched this big attack against soy. I'm still doing my research because they do a good job programming you. So
you are good. I mean, that's it. That's where it started from. So it's like, that's why I love when people do that research. Don't just take my word for it, because I've been researching, but do your research too, and to find out. Right. When you read stuff like that, you got to look at, okay, well, who wrote this article? The dairy, and at the end of the day, it's all about the money. The dairy industry wants that money. The meat industry wants that money. They would put ads on the front of cover of Time magazine saying bacon is good, and bacon is not good. Bacon helps causes cancer. So, but hey, it is a money industry. So if they know people love bacon, they're gonna put it on everything. So you go. Oh, let me get back to the soy. So soy, now, some like tofu. I like tofu. I like the crispy tofu in the air fryer. Stuff like that. So I have soy at least like once a week. Now, some people say, well, I don't like tofu or whatever. You don't have to have tofu. You can have just edamame beans. Just get the beans, throw it in your stir fry, eat them alone. So whatever you want to do. But I enjoy. I have my crispy tofu, put in the air fryer, and it's simply delightful. I love it. Put it on the salad or just eat it eat it, as a side dish. I mean, I love it. So, And soy milk. I use my soy milk, but it's still key to reading ingredients because some soy milk have additives. I get the soy milk that only has water and soybeans. That's all you need. Don't get all these other chemicals, additives, and preservatives. And make sure that whenever you buy soy, buy organic.
Gotcha. Now, Diana has a question. She said, she's asking, what are some things to expect that your body will go through when you transition to an all plant-based diet?
Now, your body may go through a detoxification process, and everyone is different. Where I didn't have that, but some people had, they dealt with maybe feeling sick, feeling tired, things like that initially, because you got to realize if you've been used to eating a standard American diet, and a lot of people who eat the standard American diet, the meat, the dairy, the cheese, and fried foods and all this stuff, and then you start eating plant-based or whole food, plant-based, whatever you want to call it. If you start eating a whole lot of fruits and your body is not used to all that fiber, your body's like, ooh, what is this? So you have to give a chance to adjust, and it will adjust, and so some people, maybe lightheaded, dizziness, or it could be, feeling like, they catching a cold, different symptoms for different people. But like I didn't go through that. I didn't have anything negative for us, like, oh, I feel this or I feel that at all. But everybody,
because I know, is there anything that can kind of ward that off? Because I know when they're talking about low carb eating and keto, they have something called keto flu. So they tell you drink pickle juice and drink different things to kind of help stave off some of those things. So is there anything you can do to help the transition?
Well, I would say when it comes to fiber, just kind of like start slow, because of things like beans and stuff going to have more fiber. So, some people say, well, I can't have beans, so they make me gassy. Well, beans are full of fiber, but fiber is good. Our body needs fiber. So, the fruits and vegetables and things like that, you probably could just go ahead on and eat them, or maybe something like a bean that's loaded with fiber, just maybe start, they say, with maybe a tablespoon, then go to that 1/4 cup until you can actually eat a cup of beans. Start slow. Now, I'm not a fan of keto, that's just me personally, because, we can lose weight a whole lot of ways, so, but I look at the health of it, what's the long-term result of it, and the long-term result, I mean, a whole lot of meat and, no, but that's a whole other story. That's not my topic.
Right. Well, I had to bring that up because just like you were saying earlier, that you remember when you were younger, you lost a lot of weight by going, eating more plants and eating vegan. And so the opposite was for me. I always have to reprogram myself for low carb, because for me, low carb was how I could just drop the weight just like that. And I'm always in a limbo as to, should I go back low carb or should I do plant-based? And should I, what should I do to really get rid of it? And I know that low carb, that's that instant gratification. I mean, if you want to see that scale move, do low carb, you're going to see the scale move. So.
Oh, okay. Then let me counteract here, because today we're talking about plant-based. Okay, listen.
Yeah. So I'm kind of a little devil's advocate here, because everybody, keto is all the rage now, and everything, So
yeah.
Go ahead. Let us know.
Here's the thing now, and I know I see it, but it's like when well, what is that doing? We talk about eating a whole lot of meat or fat. Okay, how do people have heart attacks? How do people have strokes? Now, initially, you can lose weight. I'm not saying you can't. I mean, you can lose weight eating cabbage. Or I mean, how people do. I'm gonna do the cabbage soup diet or stuff like that. Also, check this out. There is a guy, Andrew Spud Fit Taylor, who ate potatoes for nothing but a year and lost like over, I think, 100 pounds. So,
wow.
So like you said, low carb. I am high carb, low fat. I'm telling you, I love the carbs, and that also will will allow you to lose the weight. And it's healthier for you, because if you just try to go plant-based, let's say you're going to just go, I'm going to give up meat. Okay, meat sticks with you. When you eat meat, you full for a while,
right.
But when you start eating like fruits and vegetables, I mean, this is fiber, and it's like your body gets what it needs, and the rest, it's like, hey, transition time. It's like it's flowing through you. You should, you don't want to just eat stuff sitting in your colon. I mean, think about it. That's how people get colon cancer. Stuff is just sitting there. Stuff needs to move. So a lot of people say, well, where do you get your protein? Stuff like that. And I'm kind of switching the subject, but I'm trying to stay on track too. But it's like I just get so excited about this plant-based eating because I know, some people say things like, if they want to lose weight, the first thing they say, yeah, I'm gonna cut out my carbs. But what carbs? Think about it. You got to look at a carb is not a carb. Now you can cut out bagels, muffins, things like that, refined sugars and flours, but the good carbs, your corn, your rice, your potatoes. Potatoes are nutritious. There's nothing fattening about a potato. It's the butter that you put on it. It's the sour cream that you put on it. If you just season your potato is healthy. It's the most satisfying food on the planet as far as like keeping you full. You're gonna stay safe with a potato, and people who lose weight and have lost 70 to 100 pounds eat potatoes. The people who live longest in the world, like the centurions, they eat potatoes, they eat starches, but it's so much that we have to reprogram our mind about because
you just said corn, and I was like, ooh, corn, because they always tell you that's one of the worst things to eat is corn. It does not digest. The way it goes in is the way it comes out. That's one of the worst foods you can eat. And now you said eat corn.
As a starch, it's like, I mean, even if you don't eat corn, I'm just saying eat the potatoes. Don't be afraid to eat potatoes, because a lot of times when the people want to make the transition to eating plant-based, they will try to do the original way of dieting per se. I don't want to use diet, but I'm just using it right now when we talk about a healthy lifestyle, because think about it. Normally we would say like, oh, I'm watching what I eat or I'm going on a diet, and we eat like very little. Sometimes people say they're going plant-based because they've been conditioned to eat very little. The plates are just so small. I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be hungry in 30 minutes. It's like because like you got lettuce on your plate with nothing but tomatoes and carrots. It's like you really just eating water. So it's like, come on. You have to really build up the salad. You can put, you see people make nourish bowls, where they have the greens and the grains and the vegetables. They may add a little tofu or they may add a avocado. I mean, but the bowl is full. They may dice up some potatoes. They may, just the salad is a big bowl of fruits and vegetables and beans. And I mean, it's hearty, and that's how you yeah. But if you don't, you're gonna be like, oh my God, my head hurt, or I can't do this. I stay hungry. The reason you stay hungry is because you're not eating enough of the potatoes and the beans. That's what's gonna keep you full. And the fiber, see, that's another key. The fiber is gonna help you get rid of those unwanted pounds because you stay fuller longer, so you're eating less, and plus your transition time. Stuff is not lingering and hanging around in your belly. You're eating and you passing it through as you should. Some people who eat a standard American diet deal with constipation. If you eat whole food plant-based diets, adding all these fruits and vegetables, your stuff is passing through your system like it's supposed to, and that is very important, and it should. So and I'm like, eat the carbs. If I don't have my potatoes, like I need my potatoes. I have to have my bag of potatoes too. And when I go to work, I have my potatoes, and I have my vegetables. It's like that gets me through the day. And
right.
But it's like I know it sounds crazy because it's like we've been told carbs, stay away from the carbs. That's the main thing people say. Yeah, I'm watching carbs. People like, Lord, if you only know you can eat potato. Now I'm not saying fry and make French fries. Because they messed up the potato. No, I'm saying bake the potato, roast the potato, air fry the potato, stuff like that, and try to eliminate that oil, because what you don't realize, that oil is a fat keeper. That oil will prevent your body from losing weight. And if you still want that crunch, roast your potatoes or put them in the air fryer, cut them up, season, put them in the air fryer, delightful. They are delicious. And you get the crunch without the oil. So a lot
Right.
of people, oh, I'm eating my salad. So you take a perfectly good plate of vegetables and fruit, whatever you have on your salad. Then you get this salad dressing that's oil based, and it's 14 grams of fat right there. 120 calories per tablespoon in your salad dressing because it got all this oil in it. So it's like you're wondering, well, why am I not shedding weight, or why do I still feel this inflammation in my joints? Because that oil has you so inflamed. Eliminate the oil. Well, you may say, well, how can I roast it, or how can I stir fry without oil?
Right.
Vegetable broth or water. If you want to saute, use vegetable broth, in your pan, or onions and things like that. Onions are watery. So, all of that helps, and that helps you cook without excessive oil.
Right.
And I don't cook with oil. And if I have oil, it's like maybe this is when we were going out to eat, before.
Right. Right.
That's when I would get it, because it was a restaurant that I used to love, and they would have vegan calamari. I used to love it. They took it off the menu now, so I don't have any reason to go. But that would be the only time I bet you would have fried food, because they would fry and I would have fries and stuff on the side.
Right.
So but for me, I don't buy oil to cook. I mean, I use coconut oil on my face, or on my body before I was cooking with coconut oil or cooking with oil. No, I don't buy.
Well, we're coming up on our hour, so if anybody has any questions, go ahead and get those in. LaVonda has been just pouring information.
Oh, and I'm gonna tell you why
No,
they typing the questions in. I'm telling y'all about some protein. Okay, so
go ahead. Go ahead.
so for the when that's the number one question when you tell people, yeah, I'm gonna go vegan or plant based. Number one question they want to know is where you gonna get your protein. And I don't know why people so like that question so much, as if we have a protein deficiency. Because think about it, people get plenty of protein. Good Lord, I mean, if you've been eating animals all year, I mean, protein, we're not lacking in protein in America. Okay, we get plenty of protein. So but this is just one way. This is easy. Okay, this right here. Oh, wait a minute.
Yep,
There we go.
bring it over. Yep, there you go. That's good. Right there. We can see perfect.
Okay. MCs, look, people say, well, I have to have my fish. I need my omegas, omega 3. Listen. Oh, wait a minute. There you go.
There you
Can
go.
you see that?
Take it back a little bit. Bring
Take
it back and bring it over. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. Yes, you can get hemp seeds, okay? Give them your protein, your iron. You can put these in your smoothie and sprinkle it on your salads. Make cookies. I mean, whatever you're eating, on your vegetables. This is one way we can get that proteins, iron right here. Look, 10 grams of protein per serving. A serving is hold on, all this light. Hold on, y'all. 3 tablespoons, and you get 10 grams of protein. So vegans, can you see? Vegans are not lacking protein. Okay, I hope y'all can see that. Okay.
Yes, you're good. You're good.
All right. Let me see.
Bring it over. There you go. Right there. It's going to cover you so we can see it well.
Huh?
You're good. I said it's going to cover your face, but we can see what you're showing us well.
Okay. Another source of protein and fiber, beans. Okay. You can get the beans, the dry beans, or you can get the beans in the can. Just make sure you get the BPA free can and organic. Okay. Instant Pot, game changer. Beans in the Instant Pot. You don't even have to soak them in the Instant Pot.
Oh, I didn't know that, because I love my Instant Pot. I didn't know you didn't have to soak them.
Girl, no. Because if you look at the chart, it has the time for dry and it has the time for soak.
Okay. I have never paid that any attention, but I will now.
I love my Instant Pot is a game changer. And then so is this, excuse me, chia seeds. Wait a minute. Can y'all see?
Yep, bring it on over. There we go. Bring it over. There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Another, so look at this. Fiber, iron, protein. What else we got here? Omega 3s, calcium. Who needs cow's milk? That's a whole nother show. We got to come back for part 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Wait a minute.
Yeah, bring it over. Bring it up. There you go.
Okay.
There you go, right there.
Seeds, okay? Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. You know, pumpkin seeds great for iron, protein. Put them in your smoothies, sprinkle them on your salad. Make a trail mix pumpkin seeds if you want some raisins. I mean, you don't need to eat animals for anything. Anything that you want, you can find. And some people may have a nut allergy, then just get the seeds. Because some people who can't have nuts, they can eat pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds. You know,
Okay.
hemp seeds, stuff like that. So so just try it. I hope I've shared at least one thing that y'all want to try. Try to get it all in. It's so much to try to get in, but if you try it, just try one thing. And as you go into 2021, just make this your year to be your healthiest year ever. And just step by step, day by day. If you make a mistake, get back up the next day and try again. Just don't give up.
Right. Well, that's the key to everything. Don't give up.
So were there any questions?
Something is coming to get you off track. So you just got to make sure you stand strong. And if you fall that time, like you said, just get on right on back up. Let me check the
prep. Make sure you meal prep. Keep your food ready.
Okay, so that is key. The meal prep.
Very key. Because otherwise, when you get hungry, it's like, oh my God, you just like, what do I have? You may stop, go to the drive-thru and get that 10-piece, and it's like, oh my God, so make sure that you meal prep and you have your food ready. Like, get your bag of potatoes, bake 10 potatoes at a time. So when you want them throughout the week, there they go. What else? Your grains, your farro. I like farro instead of the rice. I love farro or millet. Try a different grain. Don't just eat rice all the time. Get some other grains. Try something different. And keep that done. Put it in the Instant Pot. It's ready. You can have your grains in the Instant Pot, your potatoes in the oven, your sweet potatoes. If y'all haven't tried Japanese sweet potatoes, try them. They're sweet. They taste like cake, or russet. I mean, there's so many different potatoes. Bake them, or what else we got? Beans. Have your beans ready. So your greens. Make sure you eat your greens, y'all. Green smoothies, salads, juice them. Get those greens in. Help fight cancer. Help you to lose weight. I mean, eat your greens, okay? And just think with the salad, and the salad, throw your beans, everything I said can go on your salad. Your beans, your grains, your potatoes, a nice sauce, tahini sauce, a little water and lemon. Mix it up, there's your dressing. Balsamic vinegars, okay? Y'all, look at these dressings y'all got in the refrigerator in your cabinets. If they are loaded with oil-based dressing, we kicking those out in 2021 because look, we trying to get right and tight, y'all. Springtime is coming, and we're gonna be fit for the masses use. We don't have time for extra baggage on our bodies. Listen, get rid of that oil. That oil is sneaky. That oil don't love you. Give it that cheese. Get rid of that cheese. That cheese is as they say, dairy is scary. So yeah.
That's good. I haven't heard that one before. I like that. Diana said, thank you. This was great, LaVonda. Tracy said, this was very helpful. Justine, she says, thank you so much for such an informative segment. No problem. Tarshell is all smiles. So I just want to tell you, you're right. We definitely gonna have to do a part 2. That seems like that's our legacy here at Conversations with Graciously Me, because we just can't get it all in at one time. So we always have to do a part 2, and I love it because that means that the information is there, the information is coming in, and we're going to definitely need to further this discussion, because I know that as we try new things and find out what fits for us, there are going to be questions along the way. So I already know that you're on board for coming back.
All right. And make sure, everyone that's watching, y'all, make sure y'all at least try one thing that I have said so we can talk about it when we come back. If it's celery juice or just something, make a green smoothie or something. Just get some greens in every day, some beans, something, y'all. Kick the milk, dairy. I just want you to just make a decision that you're going to eliminate one animal product. If you can't do all, just do one. Just start somewhere. The journey begins with one step. If you just take the first step and just give your body a chance to adjust. Because if you've been eating a lot of oils and fried foods, when you eat something sometimes that's plant-based, you're like, oh, this tastes bland. Keep eating it. Give your body time to adjust to this new way of eating, okay?
There we go. Georgia Powell say you need to do this again. We will. We will make sure we do this
Hey,
again.
Georgia.
All right. So your support is on here. Someone else said this was very informative. Thank you. And we need to connect. So I will go back and see in the comments who that was that said we need to connect. That is how I am going to ask you this last question. And that question is, how do we get in contact with you? What are some programs you have or services you have? Let us know how we can continue to connect with you.
Y'all can connect with me. If you need to message me in on Facebook. You can email me at lavondahawkins@gmail.com. You can you can use those. My website is not up yet, but I am working on like a 4-week program to just try to help people jumpstart this thing, because a lot of times people want to do it, they don't know how to do it. It's like they get overwhelmed because so much that I've shared. It's like, look, overwhelmed. Where do I start, right? So just to be able to walk with them and let them know, okay, listen, here it is, step by step, so by the 4th week that you'll just be ready to go, and just know where to start, because saying that you're going to do it. And here's one thing, y'all. I've said eliminate the meats, but please, y'all, do me a favor. Don't go out here buying all of these processed meats. Now, they are great for the animals, but they are not great for you. Now, you may have to transition, and maybe you may have to use those, but what I want you to do is make your own black bean burger or veggie burger versus buying a lot of processed food. Because if your goal is to be healthy, realize when you eat that's not a health food. That's an alternative to meat. But just know what you're eating when you're putting in your mouth. Don't give up your steak, chicken, or whatever, then go fill your freezer with a whole bunch of these fake burgers. Okay, I'm not saying that you can't have them. I choose not to eat them, but I just want you to know that what you're doing when you buy them, okay? It's better to make your own. It does not take a long time to make a bean burger. Get you some black beans, some oats, and that's a basic burger. But you can add, different stuff, your rice and potatoes, to in there to go. What's the word to make it?
To fill it up, to pull it together.
To fill it, yeah. To do that, but even if you don't have that, y'all, a basic burger, black beans, seasoning, oats, and some ketchup and mushroom, whatever else you add is a bonus. But I just gave you just the basic right there, okay? So black beans, sweet potato. If you don't have all of that, use what you have. All you need is binder. That's the word I'm looking for. Binder.
Yeah. Bring everything together.
Yeah. So whatever you have, y'all, it's gonna taste good. Okay, throw some greens in there, whatever. As long as you can bind it, season it, throw some mustard, ketchup, food processor, or potato masher. Make that thing in a pan. Delicious. So yeah, so these are just a few tips that I want to share to get you started. This is January. Look, we just starting off this year. So yes.
Well, we have another quick question that came in. I know Miss Justine, she's already eating vegan. She has a quick question. She says, what about olive oil? Is there anything that we need to know about olive oil? I know you say you don't use oils much in cooking.
Yeah. I would say, eliminate it. You don't need it. I mean, think about it. What are you using it for? Is it to saute? I mean, think about it. Why are you using it? So that's my question. We're not using it because it tastes good. Olive oil is just when you use the oil, think about their liquid fats. Now, if you just say, my body needs some type of oil, get your oil from the olives, not the olive oil. Get the oil or the healthy fats like the avocado, your nuts and your seeds, but try to eliminate the oils as much as you can, because the oils is gonna tell your body to store the fat. You going to the gym, you working on it, you wondering why you still can't drop these pounds. I told y'all that oil is sneaky. The things that you eat and you don't even realize oil is in, because like nuts. Now, when y'all get nuts, okay, listen, I forgot. They should be,
bring them on over. Bring them on over. Oh, bring them up, right? Bring them up some. And over. The other way.
I
There
can't
we
get
go.
it.
I can see them. This says raw sunflower seeds. We
Yeah,
can see
okay, that's it. Raw pecans, raw walnuts, raw sunflower seeds, y'all. Do not turn them over. If they have oil, put those back. Just get raw nuts, okay? When you go get your almond butter, only ingredient you should see almonds. Do not get the almond butter with palm oil and all. You don't listen. Y'all know nuts are oil enough. They don't need to add oil. But see, that's how you get tricked. That's how those extra pounds come on because you're eating all of that oil. I'm trying to tell you, oil is a trigger. And think about it. Why do you think Lay's say we bet you can't eat just one potato chip? Because we can't. Okay, we talk about potatoes right now. We're not gonna eat a big old bowl of potatoes, right? But how about don't give us that bag of potato chips? Do not give us that big
whole bag.
See, and see how easy it is. Why? It's not that the potato itself is better because we can eat that potato, sprinkle some seasoning on it, some garlic herb seasoning. It is delightful. But think about that bag of chips. I mean, it's their oil and their salt combination together that's like, oh my God. And they know what they're doing. These food chemists designed these foods to make us addicted to them so that we would eat more of them. So yeah, that oil is tricky, y'all. That oil is tricky.
So Miss Justine, try to slide that oil away.
Keep the oil low or eliminate it. Like I said, I don't cook with it. And anytime I do have now, I may have like a small bag of chips every now and then, but it's like after you don't eat it for a while, it's like you really don't miss it. Now, if I really want to crunch, I may do like some popcorn, and every now and then I get like a little small bag of when I go to Whole Foods of chips or whatever. But it's like, but when you're not eating, then you eat it, the oil just like sits on your tongue. You don't realize that until you detox and eliminate.
Right.
And then you go back to eating and you be like, "Ooh, this is sweet," but you used to eat it all the time,
Right.
So yeah.
Now I can't identify with that because when you take things away and then you reintroduce it, it's like, ooh, it's almost like it's magnified in its taste. You can really taste it.
Exactly. And then that's for everything. When you stop eating all of that, the standard American thing, just eat the real food, you really appreciate the true taste of the food. Like who would think that you could eat a russet baked potato without butter? Think about it. We grew up eating potatoes and butter.
Right. But and sour cream and chives.
When you bake it and just put season on, it's good. A sweet potato with some black beans and throw in some nuts or seeds and then some raisins. Delightful. I mean, because I like the little texture, so, but even the sweet potato by itself, you learn to appreciate the flavor of it. So I never knew a sweet potato could taste so good, because we got to have the butter and nothing wrong with the cinnamon. Keep on using your cinnamon, but just try different spices, spice up the food, spices and different seasonings and vegetable broth, and no need to put the ham hock in the greens. Y'all get an instant pot. That instant pot is, oh my God, those greens come out so tender, 9 minutes, and you just, oh my God, this is you don't have to stand over there. Listen, y'all greens should be green, like the back of Jamila's her backdrop. Green. Yes, don't boil your greens till they brown. Keep those nutrients in there, okay? So yeah, have fun in the kitchen. I mean, try new things. Because before I would have never tried buffalo cauliflower or soy curls or what else? I never would have tried this stuff had I not changed the way that I was eating. But I'm so glad I did because anytime I can get rid of high blood pressure, joint pain gone with just food, oh yeah, it's a win for me. It's like I don't care if you put a whole plate of crab cakes in front of me. I don't care if you put chicken wing flat in front of me. I don't care if you got fat.
Yes, I love flat.
If you got fried cheese, mac and cheese, no, I'm not tempted at all. It's like, no, my body has reset, and
I tell you what, you making me a believer. So by the next time, I'm gonna try some of this stuff. Now I ain't even gonna knock it now. I can't say that I'm just, but I'm telling you, you putting out a good argument now because I have never seen anybody this excited about plant-based eating. So you really be in.
all I want you to do is try it. Look, just try. Just try it for yourself. You can be like, oh my God, I feel so good. I mean, you just feel light. You feel, I mean, mental clarity, light. You just feel it's like aging in reverse. You really feel good. I mean, no one, I'm telling you, it's nothing you can put on the table that I used to eat that would tempt me to make me say, oh yeah, let me just have a little bit. Mm-mm.
Right.
Once you know what this food is doing to your body, nah.
You don't need to put it anymore. You don't want it. Yeah, because someone said your skin is so beautiful. So that has to be a side effect of this way of eating.
It really is, because I remember, like, in my teenagers, I thank you too. I appreciate that. In my teens, I didn't have acne, but like early 20s, I used to get breaks out because my skin was just oily. And
Right.
then once again, changed the way I was eating. That's another thing. So for anyone who's dealing with breakouts or maybe have teenagers, they skin breaking out, y'all cut the dairy out, okay? You'll be surprised how the dairy causes breakouts, those big pimples and stuff like that. And I mean, yeah. So that's just a
Wow.
little side note for anyone dealing with a lot of breakouts. Cut out the dairy, the pizza and the ice cream and stuff like that. They have great vegan ice cream. I'm not talking about the crazy ones. You get something like, I think, Oh My. You can get that from Airwoods, Whole Foods. You can also go to what else?
What about almond milk? Does that count or is that good? Because some people say that the almond milk causes cancer unless you make it yourself.
Well,
Or
because it has carrageenan. Read the label. That's why it's important to read the labels. Carrageenan. So make sure that you like I said, with the soy milk, it should have water and soy. And it is a brand called Forager that's good. Or you can make it yourself. I mean, if you got a blender, it's a high power blender. It's something over 1,000 watts. Get you a nut milk bag, and you can have, let me see, I think it's about a cup of almonds and maybe 3 cups of water, 4 cups, depends on how thick or thin that you like your almond milk. Okay, let's say you got a Vitamix, a Ninja, something high power. Okay, put that in there, blend it. Then you pour it into your nut milk bag, and you just kind of, but where my hand? Okay, like a cow, just squeeze it. And then you have all the fiber in the bag, and then the liquid in your bowl. And that's your almond milk. So you really don't have to spend a lot of money with the milks, because you can make a milk out of, well,
bring it over. Bring it over. There you go.
The hemp milk. Y'all see hemp milk in the store? Listen, I don't buy hemp milk. I put water in my blender, some hemp seeds, and push blend. That's hemp milk. That's all you need. Nut milk. You don't have to just use almond milk. Sunflower seeds, okay? Pumpkin seeds. A seed, a nut, cashew, same thing. And I don't strain when I do the hemp milk now. Oh.
There we go. Come on over. There you go. Right there.
When I do the hemp seed milk, I don't strain it. I only strain like the almond milk, okay? Because that's more thick.
Right.
But yeah. Yes, y'all want something good? Just because you tuned in, okay. Hemp, get you some water in your blender, some hemp seeds, throw in some dates. Thank me later.
I know that's right.
Delicious and nutritious. I'm telling you, this is delicious and nutritious. So you don't have to give up flavor and the things that you like, your desserts or things like that. You just eat them in a more healthy way. Think about it. Like this nice old hemp, like my granddaughter, she have y'all ever had horchata before? Like from the Mexican restaurant. Okay, so my daughter started calling it horchata, but so that's what we call it now. So it's like my granddaughter, my oldest one, I got 2 now. My oldest one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So she was like, the other day I took her green smoothie. She was like, Nini, horchata. I'm like, Lord, she got nerve to be telling me she want horchata. I got green smoothie, but yeah, it's like, it is so good, but I'm just telling you, it's so sweet. You can add some cacao powder to it, make it like a chocolate drink. I gave y'all that one for free. Y'all better try this. It is delicious. You're gonna love it. So I mean, you don't have to give up flavor, and you don't have to stop enjoying your food. Because some people say, you're giving up. No, you're not giving up anything, but what you are gaining is good health. And we don't just want to live long, but we want to have life in our years. We want to be able to move our bodies. And God gave us 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 legs. I mean, we need to be able to stay mobile and move everything, so don't worry about giving up food that's causing us to be sick, but realize that you gaining health, and we're in this for the long run. So until, we leave this earth, we want to make sure that we are able to move and do things for ourselves and not have to worry, somebody rolling us around like Chef.
Right.
I don't know if y'all seen Chef Babette. She just turned 70.
Yeah, I posted her. That woman looked phenomenal. Oh my gosh. She put her whole life to shame.
Yeah, so, and she said, and it's not Photoshop, because when you even see her video, it's like, oh, that's the real deal. It's no Photoshop there. I mean, if they touch something up, I'm just saying, if you see her, just the actual picture video of her, it's the same, So,
right.
She said she didn't want to fall down and have to use, what's the thing, a life alert or something.
Yeah. But she falls, can't get up.
Yeah, she said that she wanted to be able to pick herself up, and I was like, that's how it should be, because people think, we have this mindset to think that when we get old, we're supposed to get sick and just kind of, sit back and, oh, no. Move as long as you can. As long as you can move, because a sedentary lifestyle is dangerous, because you just kind of, if you don't, as I say, if you don't use it, you lose it. So when we see people like that, and that's why I always say age ain't nothing but a number. All that energy. She's vegan, and it's like, oh my God, looking good.
Let me ask you this, because we started out a little bit late because of technical difficulties. Y'all hung in there with us. So I'm going over a little bit tonight because we kind of cut short in the beginning. So as long as you all have questions within reason, I'm going to try to get them in. So I have a quick question in here. It says, how can I do a sweet potato pie?
Okay, then the sweet potato pie. I never made like a sweet potato pie, but if you're talking about the substitute for the milk,
plant-based, is there any way that you can make it healthier?
Well, yeah, okay, now, because the milk or whatever, you can use a plant-based milk, like a almond milk. You can use when it comes to bacon, instead of butter, you can use applesauce. Okay. Also with or vegan butter, or you can use, or instead of like oil, bacon. This is just not for sweet potato pie, but applesauce is a good substitute for oil. And you can get you a vegan butter or applesauce or a plant-based milk, and just try that. So there are ways that you can do this. If it's an animal product, see how you can make it by a non-animal product and make it. So yeah, because I have Chef Babette, I haven't tried this yet, but she said she did this, I think, with a raw sweet potato in her blender. The raw sweet potato, I think, a plant-based milk. She said cashews and a sweetener. So I guess I would use like maple syrup. And she was like, blend that shit. And I'm like, just that together in my mind, I'm like, I got to try that. That just sounds good. But yeah, so whatever milk and stuff.
You said Chef Babette that she has a sweet potato pie recipe.
No, she was just talking about this as a dessert. It wasn't the pie.
Okay, gotcha.
She asked about the sweet potato pie, it made me think about that recipe. Just put it in your blender for a sweet treat. But I'm pretty sure that what she said could go into a pie filling. Think about it: a sweet potato, a cashew, the plant milk, and a sweetener. I'm pretty sure you could bake that as well. So yeah, this substitute. Yeah, the milk for a plant-based, and the applesauce for the oil or the butter, and your sweetener, and see how that works.
All right, well, you guys, I'm going to do the best I can to go back in this post afterwards in our Facebook group, which is Graciously Me. It's a private Facebook group. I'm going to go in on that group. I'm going to go in on the public conversations with Graciously Me page, and I'm going to go in on YouTube and try to update as much information that you gave as possible. I always say, look at the replay. The replay will always be available, so go back and do that. LaVonda, thank you so much. You have given above and beyond with so much enthusiasm. There's no way that we cannot try at least one thing. So I want to thank you so much.
But thank you for having me. I enjoyed you.
Good. That's what it's all about. We're we're here. We're just hanging out, having a conversation. So it's not meant to be uptight or anything like that. It's a Friday night. So we just want to learn some more things. We just want to get some more information to go ahead and live the best life that we can. So thank you again. I want to say I appreciate every one of you who have joined tonight. I do not take any one of you for granted. I appreciate you for hanging in there in the beginning with the technical difficulties. And you still hung in there with us. I appreciate that. Again, if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. What else do I want to say? I want to say that if you're not following us on YouTube, go to YouTube, subscribe, let other people know we're out here giving out this fabulous information. So go ahead and subscribe to YouTube, like our Facebook page, support the platform. We're going to be having more and more people come on. So be sure to hit that Cash App with any donation amount. Nothing is too small to support the platform. Everyone is saying great information. Georgia said that enthusiasm is real for her on that topic. I can see that. I see that. I mean, it's no denying that you believe in what you're saying, that it has worked for you. So before we get out of here tonight, I just want to remind everyone that we will be having a mastermind on Monday, January the 11th. It's for our goals, boards. We're going to learn how to do electronic vision board and affirmations mastermind. It will be Monday at 8 p.m. If you could screenshot there the bit.ly address, you can go in and sign up for this live class. It's only $24.97. And if you have not been hitting your goals in the past and you know you need to come in a group with some other people to really just hash out some things, come and join this mastermind on Monday. So we really, really, really appreciate you all being here on tonight. And I just want to say again, thank you so much, LaVonda. I'm going to bring you back here. There we go. I'm trying to be producer, y'all. Girl, now what's going on back here, but I do my thing. So I'm going to pat my own self on the back and live. Look, girlfriend be working it back here. So I see you guys. I love you all. Thank you, LaVonda. You all have a good night.
You too now.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.